Welcome back to my channel. We are going to continue on our series. We're talking about clients and how to gain clients, specifically for those platforms that want to help you build your clientele like Groupon, Living Social, right? So in the first video, we covered how to go about getting those clients, how to go about what you're going to do as a service for the clients, hairstyle wise, as well as professional wise. What are you going to be offering for them professionally, environmentally? And so now we're going to be talking about those wildcard clients. The wildcard clients. Now, for those of you who are not the wildcard clients, this is not to you, but we all know that there's those wildcard clients that we get that it's like, whoa, I didn't expect that. It throws you off so much to where you don't even know how to handle it because you've never experienced it. So here are some tips on how to deal with those wild card clients from Groupon, Living Social, and those types of platforms. And I have to repeat for those comments that are going to come in, well, not all clients are like that. This is not about anything. This is about particularly how to deal with wild card clients. If the shoe fits, this is not to those who are not like that, but the reality is there's a such thing as the client who throws you back, who gives you something you're not prepared to handle, deservingly or not. But the wild card client from the platforms of like a Groupon or a Living Social, we get like wild card clients from referrals. However, this particularly wild card client is those who you just don't really know what you're going to get. And again, you get those comments like just trying to say anything to prove the person wrong. And again, this is not to single anybody out, but there are wild card clients and it needs to be addressed because not everybody knows how to deal with them, particularly new stylists or stylists who are seasoned who have just not done this before. But we need to know that you will get clients who want to come play games. You will get clients that will come to expect something for nothing. And those pretty much are the main two. I've had clients come to play games. Like I had one client that was a Groupon client. She came in clearly, and you want to make sure in your fine print that you're specific of what you want and what you don't want. You have the right to do that. In my fine print, it says my name, that these services are only rendered by me. There was a client that came in. She got a Groupon voucher. She got her hair serviced by someone who was not offering this promotion. And at the end of her service, decides to say, I have a Groupon. And the person says, but I don't have that promotion. So she's like, oh, well, I didn't know. And she's thinking she's going to get that $100 service for what she paid on Groupon. So in other words, the stylist who performed the service would get nothing. And she left it between me, the stylist, and the owner to work this out. Because as the customer, they know you don't want to cause any problems because you're depending on their reviews. So you want to be real smart in how you want to work it out. They know you're not going to cause a scene. So they feel like they have the upper hand on so many levels. So how do you deal with a client that comes in that wants to play games? Now, whether or not that person failed to read the fine print is not on you. Everyone has to exercise due diligence to make sure that they're following the protocol correctly on their side. So when she finds out that the voucher has specifically, it's only valid with my name, she's like, oh, well, I don't know what to do. So the owner is trying to save face. She's trying to save her business. Her business is not doing a Groupon voucher. I am. So she's got to protect her business, her reputation, as well as how to handle this stylist that had nothing to do with this and the stylist who was actually running the voucher. Like, how do you handle that? So the owner paid the stylist out of her own pocket to satisfy that. And then it was just like, how do we prevent this from happening again? The person who had the Groupon voucher, the client, was allowed to leave without paying anything. So she got off pretty much scot-free. And I had to call Groupon, let them know what the situation was. All they could do is put a red flag by her name, but it still left the business in this position. I just had to learn how to handle that. And it was almost like, well, how can I deal with that? I did my part. I called Groupon. I let them know the situation. So now they are aware. And it was, if this does happen again, it is totally on me. And even though the owner did what she did, if that kind of accident, or not even accident, but like purposeful mischief happens, like I would be responsible for that. So, those are one of the things where it's like it got handled, but those kind of things can happen, and you need to have something in line prepared for if that possibility happens. If you don't want to handle it the way this situation was handled, come up with some ways that you feel are best that you can handle it. So now that's one scenario of the client from those platforms that will come and play games, right? And there's many more, but we'll get into that another time. Let's get into the next bit of the client who wants something for nothing. Like, how do you deal with that? Want something for nothing, meaning they want more than what the voucher, the promotion is saying they can get, but because they pretty much know they have you on you need my review kind of a thing, you're held hostage to what you have in your chair at that moment, like your reputation, everything. You're trying to just get some clients, you're trying to improve on your skills, you're trying to do things to help the client feel good. So your motives are good. At least I'm speaking for myself and those motives who are genuinely pure. Those who have pure motives, that would be what it is. But there are some clients that may not care about that. They just want something for nothing. So your promotion says haircut only for whatever the promotional price. They come in and, they've got hair down to their backside and they're like, I want an A-line bob. And your promotion is for $39. And you know that that's going to take you over an hour. It may even throw you behind, because when you have a promotion, you have to know that this is going to take me a certain amount of time. This has to take me a certain amount of time so that your clients who have appointments, you can keep their word to them and be on time for them, right? So you have clients that come to you for the first time, sometimes for the only time, and they're going to expect a lot from you, and then it's going to possibly put you in a position to take you away from that loyal client who has been with you for a long time, who appreciates what you do, and who doesn't take advantage. So how do you deal with that? Well, you need to make sure that you have in your fine print specifics. If your hair length or texture is a specific density or length, it's going to take me more time, so the Groupon price voucher amount is going to go up. That way, when people know that, they can call you ahead of time and say, well, I see that it's going to be extra, possibly because of the length and the texture. How much is that going to be? You can establish that. Once they say, okay, I agree with that, you schedule them, and now you know that you can block out longer than the hour or the typical hour that would have taken you. This client's going to take you about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So you know it's going to take longer. You can prepare your day better, and you can keep your words to your other clients. And there's just an agreement and a relationship being built with this client. But when you don't take those precautions into consideration, when you do not allow yourself the ability to take control of the situation, and you're shocked with this, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's an uncomfortable position for you. It's uncomfortable for the client, because they can always say, well, if I would have known, I wouldn't have gotten this. And if your client who had a scheduled appointment would have known that you were going to be running over time, she could have been able to make adjustments to her schedule. So there's other people that are affected by the one person who comes in who wants all this work for that amount that they got their voucher for. All right, so thank you for watching the part 2. If you haven't seen the part 1, see the part 1, just so there's no, well, why are you talking about all clients? And then we're going to get that whole all clients, and this is not about all clients. This is specifically for the Wildcard clients that we all get. The first video was talking about what it was talking about, so you got to see the part 1 so you can put everything in context, right? So watch the part 1. Thank you for watching the part 2. Like, comment, subscribe. I am now on TikTok Check out my Twitter, check out the Facebook page, and of course, check out my IG page at Hairstylesbyona. Thanks again for watching. Peace.